Owner. Trundle, he fits the bill just fine. Poppy also works, and you can control that bottom dive as well. Like, Wukong isn't going to be able to win the early jungle. So if it's Seraphine here for trying to control the waves and trying to deal with the bottom prio pressure, I like it more than the Tahm Kench. Oh, he's going to pull out carry his champ here and play the Yasuo.
I think that's a good enough. Oh, maybe it'll be Kellen playing the Senna.
Looks like it. Looks like it.
Which, you know, your AD carry on a more mechanically intensive champion, that does make sense. But yeah, you know, if you're going to go down this line, I think it's much better to go for something like this than the Tahm Kench. Started it in a good manner, but we'll have to see. First, game number 1. All right, here we go into our final round 2 match, which is basically the final match before we do get into the finals of summer here for the Uribank LCK Summer Playoffs. It's a good time to be a League of Legends fan. There are playoffs happening all around the world, especially for you guys who watch the LCK. We've had some really entertaining matches, just really back and forth, some unexpected stuff.
Yeah.
Even Damwon Kia coming up here. A lot of people voting for KT. Did not happen.
It's true. Yeah, I think it was a pretty big upset on Kia. And then later on, you're going to have strong engage with Taliyah, Yasuo, plus, you know, Cyclone, etc. And you're going to have the sustain and the range to back it up. Now, this only works if Damwon Kia can get through the early game without a hitch here. Any errors, any mistakes, any picks, this lane falls too far behind, and this comp falls on its face with it.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what you're asking for. Is level 3 gank already. Bertle's going to mess up the flash, and that will be first blood going over to Owner. Already here goes for the fast level 3 and visits the top lane right away.
Second Renekton fail flash we've seen in that exact spot of the map here. We saw it yesterday, unfortunately, from Dove. Birdall will join the club. Obviously, roots and chips that Duckdom get are going to be very valuable with the healing coming through from the Senna in a lot of matchups, but into the Yuumi, you know, she's healing right back. So here we go. Trundle rotates over. Don't think they can dive this.
Yeah, I mean, if they forced it, they get a big wave going, but the wave has been cleared a bit. Obviously, Yasuo doesn't have much wave clear. And take a look at where Canyon is. Very nice show by the observers. Nowhere near this as the dive is coming on in. A bit slow on this one. Owner just showing. Maybe opening up some space for Guma to take a plate, but not even going to get that.
This gank is still successful in that it denies a little bit of CS and gives this push basically permanent power. Like it was about to fade away, then Duckdom and Kellen could trade back. Now with this trade coming through the way it did, they can't actually, and they're kind of still stuck here. They're trying to force it, as you can see, but unfortunately will not be able to get back control. And the wave will be allowing this free back for Guma Keria. Like, this attempt from Owner could have been successful in terms of setting up a kill, but I think it's still successful, as mentioned before, because it gives them the faster back timing. So this lane is just going to continue to have prio. Level 6 first for Zeus.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to get it 100% up here as Zeus is still going in. He's got full health, and he doesn't have to kill him. It can just be a harass ult, a zoning ult. He hits level 6 first due to just getting more of the creeps, and of course the kill, as now it's going to be he that is looking to even potentially chip away at some plates. Generally, it's the Renekton that it just ignores the Ornn and gets plates himself, but not this time.
Birdall gets a stun here nicely. We'll get one extra turret shot onto the Ornn or elsewhere on the map as Kellen only level 4.
Okay, going in for the play, going to force the flash out of Showmaker. That is a pretty standard one that we see many times with Azir into immobile mid carries. And it will be no different here for the Taliyah, although he does have Unsealed Spellbook at least.
Yeah, and Taliyah also in this position knows that Trundle is not on Drake because they were able to go identify that and ward it. So there's only one place he can be, which is very likely coming towards the mid lane for a gank. So knows that even if they take a straight up 5v5, but they're now trying to, as they have these levels online here, pin down the Yuumi Sivir. You see the lane starts to eventually get back as these souls come through for Kellen. And this is the turn that you normally see with the Senna lane, where in the beginning it looks really rough versus the wave clear, but you do start to heal through and have that extra poke.
We're going to potentially have a 3v3 here. We have Senna not on 6, so that won't be able to help here. As in we go, the Ornhorn is going to be pulled, flash on in, but it doesn't get much on a Showmaker, but a 3-man follow-up knockup could be enough. Zeus gets incredibly low, but he will survive as Owner now looking to bite the dust, but will not go down just yet. Duckdom's roam up from the bottom side. He's going to get here first, and he will be able to secure a kill for his team as Guma, with the cat on the book on his back, does look to extend, but can't do much at this point in time.
So Damwon Kia trade back here, grab the Rift Herald. We saw the potential of this Wombo in the team fight from them, but it was really Zeus who controlled the fight with an excellent Wombo, or knockup. I keep saying Wombo. Not every CC is a Wombo, but he countered the Wombo of the Cyclone coming through the...
And the fact that he lives for so long is also insanely big.
Yeah, he did so much there. It cost him the Rift Herald that he had to smite like that, but worth it, I think.
Bit of a bait up here on the top side. No Dominus for Birdall, as I think he's going to be in a lot of trouble, as he does have a second dash, but there's the knock-up straight into the pillar, and Senna's like, I'm helping, but actually not going to amount to anything. Very nicely baited by Zeus. No Dominus for Birdall makes it an insanely easy kill.
Really easy, and the Wukong in this early part of the game isn't going to be able to compete here. He isn't nearby, and Birdall, he's too far up in the lane. He's trying to do Renekton things. He's trying to trade aggressively. Canyon's coming up over here for the defense, but is immediately spotted. He's getting knocked up.
Yeah, I mean, he's also going to be just chunked down to below half health, even subjugated on the backside of that. Didn't necessarily have to do that, but he's going for a bit of harass, I suppose, or just in case they do decide to hard commit.
Yeah, I mean, Birdall is forced to teleport, otherwise he might actually die there and might have wanted to walk back. Yes, the Drake is up, but like, I don't think it's that bad to subjugate there to get a little bit more control of topside. He's got the TP to come hold this wave. Rift Herald. No other resources committed here to stop this.
And this is going to get a charge. Should just be 2 plates. You see that Birdall is able to walk in. We saw Showmaker also leaning topside, but does not elect to try to make any dive or anything happen. No reason to really do that right now. Still just get the 2 plates and back away.
Showmaker here is, you know, so far in this game, not getting control of the lane, I think, like he would have hoped to. So this time, Canyon sets the trap.
Yeah, he's spotted very late, and Canyon doesn't have much tankiness, but he's knocked up right at the last moment as the knockup comes in here to Canyon. Zeus still alive, and they're actually still on the chase, and Birdall will be able to swipe away, even though the fans were already cheering for Zeus living.
Yeah, not this time, unfortunately, but he played it as perfectly as he could have there. Knockout comes through. He's very tanky, very difficult to kill him. Birdall will get the slice there in the end to finish him off. And the turret does go over to Damwon Kia. First turret of the game, so a lot of extra money. But this is what you can do cross map. Or try to do.
Yeah, looks like actually T1 are not going to go for this. I mean, it's, you know, they have very defensive summoners when it comes down to it. You are going up against the Yasuo, which if he does get a 3-man knockup, you're just going to be CC'd forever, so... that's the scary bit there. No
Hemo here in the LCK before he moved over to the LEC. As this is going to be finally enough control here, Damwon Kia say, of the bottom side to actually start up this first Drake will be a Mountain Drake. A lot of extra resistances for this composition. T1 know about this, but will not be able to stop it. Just scry it. It's the sad scryers of, could we steal this? The answer is no. And they back away. And... you know, unfortunately for Zeus here, making impacts on the map a lot more difficult in this extremely long lane he's in now. You can see he's taken the Wolves at this stage in time. Birdall also hiding himself on the map right now, taking Raptors, trying to get any money he can. There's a lot of soul on the map too, and that's, you know, the kind of control we were talking about Damwon Kia would like to have in the mid game with this composition, so that he has the freedom to do that, make it very difficult for ward clear for T1, because they're running Yuumi. So she's not on her own able to clear wards. Trundle can very safely, but still, it's very frustrating because you only have one good clearer.
Showmaker looks like he was backing on a ward, and he is just donezo. Not even going to elect a flash, although he does Ghost, which has a lot shorter of a cooldown, but it's still a free kill here to Faker, Carria, and Donor. As they all pile on, and it could be even more as Kellen here. Not going to be spotted, but a little bit of a zoning ult as they're just going to take mid-turret at 15 minutes into the game.
They're just like, yeah, I'll take that, thank you. One small error from Showmaker, and T1 are going to get a huge trade back of money. Big control of the map, which with Sundisk is massive because this means you can hold the wave as Azir. We've talked about this a lot recently where it's been a very common strategy is put Sundisk up in mid and also in bottom lane to control the bottom objectives at first, but they can come over and contest. And Damwon Kia, you get this choke point controlled.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they should be able to get this objective, but you see that T1 are looking to fight here. Crown finish for Faker. Knock up, not going to hit anyone as the wall will come in. And Guma's like, yeah, you want to go, buddy? I'll take you down. But this does mean that Guma's not in the rest of the fight, as Showmaker is going to die. And the rest of the team of Damwon Kia is on the run, as Duck Dom will get that knock up. Does not even bother to last breath, as everybody's just being chased down here by the Trundle, by the Ornn, by the Azir, as they are going to get this kill onto Zeus. But Owner is basically a raid boss at this point in time, and Gumayusi is just solo farming. Yeah,
Guma's like, yeah, you guys can have fun up there on the top side. We'll take the 2-for-1 trade, and I'm going to get some damage to this inner turret, take the extra farm. And, you know, Damwon Kia, this is a pretty risky call to go for the Herald here, considering the amount of control T1 had on the map and how this composition works with Call, the Forge God, Emperor's Divide, and Sivir with a Kraken Slayer at this stage of the game versus, yeah, Yasuo, he can fight, he can skirmish well, but the setup has to be perfect, and
it's definitely good, but it doesn't feel like much compared to the 2-0 and 2 Azir, who had a pretty free lane, the 1-0 Sivir, who had a pretty free lane, and all of the gold that is going into these carries with the scaling composition.
Canyon's hiding, but I don't know if he wants to go in.
Yeah, okay. Duck Dom is like, maybe I do a little bit of damage to this Ornn, as in fact, with the last breath, it should be enough. The armor will be penetrated there, and Duck Dom is able to find a follow-up kill.
All right, well, now T1, they go very far down the lane without hard committing, without that information about where Canyon is, and then they kind of half commit. Half the team realizes, okay, we can't push this. The other part is too far forward. Now they have Cryo on this Drake. Damwon Kia should be able to wrestle away. TP coming through from Birdall, and here's the flank angle.
Yeah, they try to push away the Renekton here. Renekton, no flash, no Dominus. And a very nice wall is put up here. So on the hunt towards the Renekton, who again does not have any flash and will just be rooted and most likely just killed. And fed to one of the carries, it will be Gumayusi. So now we've got a 2-0 Sivir. And Damwon Kia did pick up the second Drake. Those are really nice now, but
so what I love about T1 in these situations is they overextend. They lose somebody. They can't win Drake fight, but they're like, I know where the Renekton is. We can kill him and then instantly go top and push the turret.
Yeah.
This is how you lose a Drake. This is how you lose a Drake.
You watch and live, Sandbox?
And I just love it. A lot of other teams are like, no, we have to force a fight here, or, oh, we got to try to zone them. Even with the Talia wall up, we've got to go in. T1 are extremely decisive. They get that pick on the Renekton. They push top turret, here. And now they're going to force a fight here.
Yeah, they have so much map control right now. They're looking for Canyon, but this plant exists in the game, so he will be able to get away. The wind wall, very nice, by the way, into the Ornn, as you can see.
I love the
bot. I might look mid with my team for a play, but we can't really engage in that Sundisk from behind.
If Birdall goes bottom, T1 collapse on him, kill the turret, then kill the inner turret bottom, and are like, thanks for trying to defend your turret. As a result, Damwon Kia's options are so limited here, and the Sundisk turret means they can't even get mid-prio. That's one of the other reasons why Azir is so strong, especially when he's this fed.
He's going to be looking for a little bit of a play here. Kellen not in the best spot, has to heal and go on the run. As the rocks will be put on the ground to deny any follow-up dashes, but Faker is getting in there with his extremely defensive itemization. He can just do this. He is not scared at all. He has Crown and Zhonya's. So, like, imagine trying to take him down right now. As they're trying to get on top of Guma, who has isolated himself. And he will be flashed on and maybe killed. He's very fast with that ghost, and he will be able to get away. As the follow-up here onto Birdall, who now does not have flash or the Dominus. He will be taken down in the pillars, and the follow-up will come in from the side of T1. Big last breath, though, trying to turn this one around. As Zeus is going to get low, but he's just too tanky. They don't quite have the damage to make it through him, as Showmaker will finally be able to. But the Yuumi still here, still healing through all of this damage. And it wasn't a clean fight, but it is going to be T1's in the end, as 3 of them will live. A triple kill for Owner, who now has 7 kills on Trundle as they push and will take the Baron.
And there's your plant as well, the other one. That's going to give them enough healing here to feel they could take this Baron down, and I think they absolutely can with the Yuumi.
Oh. Okay.
Well,
Teleport, you know, Bertle is alive and he's teleporting in, so.
all right. You see your Faker dies, but he does so much damage that when Guma comes through, it's easy cleanup.
Yeah. Well, DK, they're going to make a stand here on this Infernal Drake. I think it's kind of taking T1 by surprise. You see that Dave's has to go for a bit of an awkward teleport over to his team, but now they're grouped up as 5. And they have it in a good spot here. Canyon's looking for that epic flank, but he's spotted. So they know exactly where he is. Consistently pinged here. Owners right on top of the Drake. Just waiting for that steal. Subjugate comes in. Canyon has to hop out of the pit. That is going to be a free Drake here for T1. As Faker goes a bit deep, but he's totally fine. Again, he's very defensive itemization. Now Kellen is just going to get 100 to 0 basically on this immobile Senna. Duck Dom gets the last breath here on the Faker, who does not care at all. Has more armor than Duck Dom can penetrate through. And that might just be the end of the game. We have teleport into mid lane right now at a Faker as everybody else on the side of Damwon is being pushed away.
T1 with a great clean fight here. All they needed to do was spot Canyon. They had vision there. They block him out, subjugate him. If he's not there with the Cyclone in the fight, T1 could just front to back it here. No AD carry in Damwon Kia's roster. A Senna sitting on an Umbral Glaive isn't going to cut it. Wombos or no, knockups and last breaths or no.
They're ending the game. They don't care. They've had enough. They said this game was too easy. Let's just end this one. Zeus gets extremely low, but he will survive. And as long as they just hit the Nexus and try to survive here, as they should be able to, and yes, they will be at exactly 25 minutes. An extremely clean victory here from T1. Outside of that one time that Guma got caught, but then they still won the fight anyway. I think